It used to be thought that career centers or technical centers were really for those students who weren't going to graduate or were at risk for graduating from a regular high school. Well, I would like to introduce you to a wonderful program at the Medina County Career Center in Ohio and really open everyone's eyes about the rigorous program in these tech prep degrees.
Well, the concept of career centers has changed from what used to be a vocational school. And the problem with vocational education was that it had a stigma attached to it that you can't go to college from a career center or vocational school.
Career centers have come a long way, not only in how they teach, but the programs that they teach. They teach everything from medical, healthcare, firefighting, computers, business, marketing, e-commerce.
What they're attempting to do is push the concept of technology preparation or tech prep, which is the same thing as college prep, but this is a college prep for technology students where they put them through a more rigorous academic curriculum in order to prepare them for college.
It was really just the typical high school classroom where you got the kids that actually want to learn something mixed in with the kids that are just there to socialize. I've never been able to learn just by staring at a chalkboard. Never really had to study too much, and I got by with A's and B's. And the same goes with software engineering web development. And you can try to drive a mathematical formula into my head for years. I'm not going to understand unless I've been exposed to actually using the formula.
The students are really starting to flock towards the career centers because they realize they can learn skills while going to school that not only is the end of their education, but they can take those skills and move on to higher education, sometimes even getting college credit while they're in high school.
Practically all of my students will be attending college or they'll be entering the military, and the name actually changed from vocational to career to let individuals know that you can go to college from a career center.
The career centers really do have a different approach to education, and while math and science and English and public speaking are all very important, these students are actually learning it on the job. So they are learning how to use math, but they're using it for their specific focus. So a lot of people think that if you are going to be a computer programmer, you have to be strong in math, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm not so sure that there's skill sets that transfer from mathematics into computer software development. We are primarily a business-oriented program, and as such, we don't utilize a lot of mathematics. If a student is having trouble in Algebra 1, they're probably going to have problems in here, probably because their study skills aren't the best. And I'm not sure that the same sort of skill or mental acuity that makes a good mathematician also makes a good software developer.
Career centers teach in a very different way than our traditional schools. They teach in a hands-on approach.
I would prefer that they come into the class without any background in software development. I start right from the bottom and we work relatively fast. I'd like the students just to come into the class with skill sets, good keyboarding skills, with skill sets in say Microsoft Office, but we start like they know nothing, and that's the way preferably I like to get them.
What the career centers do is they teach all of those subject matters that a traditional school teaches. They just integrate it into the everyday learning process in whatever it is they're learning.
I think the biggest thing they're going to learn is hands-on education. Enough of the chalk and talk already. Students don't want that. This generation of students, and for the past 10 years or so, they want to get their hands on, and they're very practically oriented. They want to be able to graduate with a skill set that they can actually use.
We gain more experience hands-on. Doing notes, taking tests does not help us with a real-life experience.
I can truly say I feel that I'm more prepared for my future, and I know what I'm going to do.
So these students get involved, and when they understand why they're getting involved and why they're learning what they're learning, they seem to really grab onto it a lot more, and therefore they test better and they stay in school because they're enjoying what they're doing.
I think it's an absolute shame that they're closing programs such as this throughout Ohio. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics shows software engineering to be one of the top 5 fastest growing jobs in America for over the next 16 years. An entirely different organization evaluating 200 different jobs across America, the best jobs in America. The top of their list is software engineering. And what are we doing? We're not producing any software engineers. We have to go to India, we have to go to China, we have to go to Russia, we have to go to Ireland. These skill sets are absolutely mandatory. Why the students are not pursuing this field, I'm not exactly certain, but it's not the easy way out.
My opinion is education is heading towards mediocrity. What we really need to do is focus on challenging ourselves and really making sure that we're not accepting, a C. That's just not acceptable. We're a great nation and we have extremely smart people. We have innovative ideas. And if we don't start really challenging ourselves every day, particularly in math and science and technology, we're going to continue to fall behind other nations such as China and India.